I'm noticing a lot of my guys, a lot of my brothers are out there just struggling. So I'm here to shed some light on some things that you can do so you can become the best you. There's only three things. I firmly believe there's only three things that every man needs in order to thrive and live their best life. We're going to start it off with number one. When you're on your path and you're becoming a man, number one, you need to set some boundaries for yourself, okay? You need to start setting some boundaries for yourself. And what do I mean by setting boundaries for yourself? Well, a lot of y'all out there just honestly just let people just walk all over you, right? You didn't like how somebody was treating you and you just accepted it and just was like, oh, well, that's just how they are. See, you probably justify other people's things that are happening in their life. Maybe you're justifying something that they're going through. That's the reason why they're just treating you like that. I don't know. Maybe your thing is that you like to be on time for something and you show up early, but that person always shows up late for you. I don't know. Maybe it's has to do with you're giving a lot more than you feel like you're receiving from somebody. Could be that. But what I also mean too by setting boundaries for yourself is that there's just a line that when it gets crossed, that it's done after that. You have to have that line, okay? And even for me, see, I always give people the benefit of the doubt because a lot of times they just don't know. And they're not really used to dealing with somebody like me. I'm very understanding about a lot of things. And there's nothing wrong, with giving someone the benefit of the doubt. Like the one time, 2 times, it's like you really gotta, that might be a little too much for me now. But I really firmly believe you can give someone the benefit of the doubt one time, and then you explain to them exactly what that boundary is, what that line is that was crossed, and you have to let it be known. Because if you don't let it be known, then those kind of people are just going to walk all over you, and they're going to know. They're going to be like, oh, shoot, I remember that, they let me slide doing this thing, and it didn't really bother them so much, so I'm going to just keep doing it. Or it did bother them, but, I know that they're just going to keep, I know that they'll be there, and then they'll just let me keep doing that to them. It happens to a lot of guys with women in their life. And not even just that, too. It happens with a lot of guys, even just like at work, too, and stuff like that, See, you should just... You can't... Disrespect is something that should not be tolerated. You should not be allowing disrespect into your life. You should not be welcoming disrespect into your life. Okay? They get the one time. After that, it's up to you. It's up to you on what you decide after that. The next thing on your path to becoming a man that I see a lot of men struggling with is they have zero intention. Like, they just do things. And I used to be someone that used to just do things just to do them. I was like, I just want to do hard things. I just want to do things and, you know, I didn't really have an intention set behind it. But when I realized that if I just set an intention behind the things that I'm doing, see, that's when my life started to change. That's when I started to become better. That's when I started to step into my greatness. That's when I started to become me, who I am supposed to be, because I started to become intentional with these things, intentional with every single move that I make. See, I'll give you a little tip, right? So I was working somewhere before, and I noticed that the ship was starting to sink. Okay, you can either ride or die on the ship if you want. If that's what you feel like, sure, go ahead. You know, all the glory to you. But I mean, if you're trying to get somewhere in life and you have intention, then it would behoove you to determine if staying on that sinking ship is really worth it or not. Okay? See, in the Marine Corps, we are taught to like never give up, leave no one behind and all that stuff. And, you know, a lot of us really live and just die by that. And that has definitely taken me very far. But when you're in the civilian world, it's a lot different, unfortunately. But like I said, though, you need to have intention. So why am I intentionally willing to stay here on this sinking ship? That's something you got to ask yourself. See, no one's going to ask you that question. You might have to ask yourself that. Otherwise, you get caught in the sinking ship and you won't even have at least a life raft. You're going to stay on the sinking ship, at least have a life raft. Or at least start, you know, heading out before it's fully sunk. So, anyways, I was working somewhere before, the ship was sinking, I was making some pretty good money. If I were to switch my job and go somewhere else, I'd be making less money. So I took a pay cut for about a solid 6 months. I took a pay cut, which, you know, it didn't really hurt my finances too much, but it was a ding, you know. And it was like, man, did I make the right decision? I don't know if I did or not. Like, I'm not making as much money. But no, I got to stick to the original plan. You know, I'm coming here for a reason, right? I'm coming here so I can get my mind right, so I can focus more on getting my, you know, my finances right, so I can focus more on getting my growth right, so I can just focus more on becoming, you know, a better me. Like my focus was developing myself, okay? And you can't always let money cloud your judgment like that, like a lot of people do, right? But yeah, so it ended up paying off, and I actually make more money now than I did before I made that decision. See, I got off the sinking ship, got my life raft, got off a little earlier, you know, sailed on over to, you know, another area. And there's nothing wrong with that, okay? You got to understand that people, man, these people, they don't know your life. You know your life. You're going to let people that don't know what's going on in your life dictate the actions that you should, you know, do next? Unless they have done what you were trying to do, or they have gotten through something that you're trying to get through, you got to make the decision for yourself. And the last thing, the most important thing that every man needs in order to thrive and survive sorry, all these cars going by. The last thing that every man needs to understand that they need in order to thrive and live their best life and become their best selves is you need to have a purpose. See, if you don't have a purpose as a man, you don't have nothing. You will let all the vices take you over. You will let people tell you what to do. You'll give up on things easily. You won't try your hardest. You'll start making excuses. You'll just steep lower and lower into mediocrity, and you'll just think it's okay, and then you'll want people to feel bad for you, and then all you'll do is complain, and you won't have any solutions. See, when you have a purpose, you don't need any other reason. See, when you have a purpose, that's when things really start to change. When you start doing things with a purpose and intentional, and you got boundaries, that's when you start attracting the people that you really want in your life. That's when you start making the money that you really want to start making. That's when you start seeing the changes in your life that you really want to see. That's when you're able to provide for others that don't have something, and you're able to give it to them because you just have a little more. And it's just your mindset change. Like everything just changes after that. It's like the way you look at everything. Just your confidence level increases. You know, you're in a good mood, smiling, you know, just having a good day. People will look at you like, oh, what's going on today? Got a smile on your face. Just, I know what I'm doing it for. They'll probably look at you a little crazy, but it's like, no, I'm good. You know, everything's good. You know, my health is good. My body is healthy. I'm on my purpose, and, you know, things are just getting better. And then what starts to happen, all these good things just start to come into your life just so fast you won't even know what to do with it. But see, we got too many guys out there just going around, running around with no purpose, no intentions. I don't even know what they're doing it for half the time. I'm just like, why do you do the things that you do? You know, like what's the reason for this? If you can't come up with a reason for why you're doing something, that's a recipe for just disaster. Okay? If you don't know why you're just doing something, you're going through life pretty much as an NPC. See, what I'm trying to do is get people out of the slave mindset of, you know, and what I mean by that, you know, is you don't want to just be shackled by your own mind, just doing things because that's what you feel like you're supposed to do. It's not doing things that you feel like you're supposed to do. It's doing things in life so that way you can live the life that you want to live. Like, there's nothing wrong with working a job if that's what you got to do in order to succeed. It's just, you know, I just see so many people all the time. They're just so miserable. Like, why are you so miserable? No, I'm here working this, that, or I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, of course you're miserable. You don't know what you're doing it for. You're just here. You're just here working. Like nothing else. You come here, you clock in at 9, and then, you know, it gets like 5 o'clock, and then you're ready to go. And then all you do is wait for Friday, and then you got the whole weekend to yourself, and then just become a sloth, and you don't try to improve and make your life any better. You don't try to learn anything else. Of course you're going to get the same results. See, that's what being a man is about. Being a man is about having a purpose, doing intentional things, setting boundaries so that people just aren't walking all over you. I'm not saying you don't have to be an asshole. It's just, you know, stand firm with what you believe in. If someone is doing things to you that you don't believe in and you are willingly letting them stay in your life, that's your fault. That's not their fault. That is your fault. Anyways, I noticed that a lot of the people that watch my videos are men now. You know, I want it to be, you know, where, you know, of course everyone can just come around and learn something, but I've just been noticing a lot how men are struggling. So I'm going to start making a lot more stuff so that way I can help my guys out, help the brothers out. Okay. Because that's what I can speak on more. And that's where all my life experience lies. Okay. Yeah, but the main thing is just, if you want to change your life and you want a better life and you want to become a man, those 3 things will take you so far. Having boundaries, doing things with intention, and having a purpose. If you don't know what your purpose is, this is the year to find it. If you need help with that, I'm here. Anyways, I got to head back to work. I'm here if you need to talk. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. I hope this video leads you to other channels, other people, other videos that will help you become your best self in your life and help you live the best life that you want to live and all the things that you want to become. And if not, you know, thanks for tuning in anyways. I really appreciate you. Have a good year. And to all my brothers out there, y'all stay in it, okay? I'm here if you need you. I'm here if you need me. Have a good one.